It's time for another merger club as we look at the only club to represent two islands. And like Forchinga, they merged for success and got it. This is Pharaoh Ball and this is EB Streymur. EB Streymur have the unique attribute of representing the two biggest islands in the Faroes. The EB part of the name originally stood for Eyjasbotnfélag, from the village of Eyja in the north of Eysturoy. They were the first club formed on the island way back in 1913. In 1976, a team in Stremnes on the adjacent island of Streymur, called Streymur were formed. Neither team made much of an impact on the league structure, playing in the lower leagues for their whole existences until 1993, when the two clubs merged, but didn't opt for a new name. They just put their existing ones together. That crest, by the way, is the fourth one they've used over their short life. Originally, they played in Eyja, but now play in Stremnes, some 16 kilometers away and across the bridge. Fittingly, for a cross-island team, their motto on their crest is "Together we stand strong." Unfortunately, as a result of the move, one of the most beautiful and scenic stadiums in the Faroe Islands now lies idle. The magnificent Merling ground in the very north of Eyja is normally found in the list of most amazing places to play football and served as their previous home ground. But unfortunately, they don't live here anymore, and it's used as a campsite in the summer months. Their current ground is called V Margoya in the town of Stremnes, and these pictures are almost certainly out of date, as at the end of 2020, the ground went through some substantial improvements. For EB's finest hour, we only need to go back to 2008, which saw them win the league for the first time and also retain the Faroese Cup, becoming just the fourth team to do the domestic double. The turn of the 2010s was their golden era, where they won 2 league titles and 4 cups, and they hadn't won anything before this, and it took them just 15 years to go from forming in the lower leagues to winning the title outright. They twice denied OIF the chance to win their first cup, as they beat them in both the 2011 and 2012 cup finals. Until Klagsvík beat Dynamo Tbilisi 6-1 in this year's Europa League, EBS had the record for the biggest winning margin of a Faroese team in Europe. In 2013, they went to tiny Andorra to play Lusaton in the first qualifying round of the Champions League. They performed very well in the first leg, coming back with a 2-2 draw, but were even better in the second leg at home, trouncing them 5-1, making for a 7-3 aggregate win. Manchester City fans might remember being drawn against EB Streymur in the UEFA Cup back in 2008. Interestingly, neither leg was played at the team's respective home grounds. EB Streymur's ground was deemed unsuitable, so they played at the Faroe Islands National Stadium, the Tórsvøllur, and the Etihad turf was being relayed after a Bon Jovi concert, so the second leg was played at Barnsley's Oakwell Stadium. Goals from Darius Vassal, Didier Hamann and 2 from Martin Petrov gave Man City a 4-0 aggregate win. The club's local hero is Arnbjorn Hansen, who apart from a 2-season stint with HB, has spent his whole career at EBS. He was born in Eyja and started playing for the team in 2003, and now, 280 games and 148 goals later, he's gearing up for his 17th season up front. In 2008, when the team did the double, he won Faroese Player of the Year and was the league's top scorer with 20 goals. Irish fans might remember him scoring against the Green Army in World Cup 2014 qualifying. Egil Aarbø joined EBS when they were still Eyja in 1991, and he's still there. Granted, he spent 10 years with NSOI, OIF and B36, but in 2005 he returned to the club, and at the age of 46 he is still on the books as a player, although his last first team appearance was in 2015. He did become the oldest player to make his international debut when he played against Portugal at the age of 34 back in 2008. Finally, they currently have a promising young keeper between the posts. Roy Zachariasen is only 22, but has 80 first-team appearances under his belt and has been capped for the under-21 national team. EB Streymur have a successful women's team, but they've had to team up with somewhere else to do it. They joined forces with Skåla to create the rather clunky team of EB/Streymur/Skåla. That said, there is a more complicated name, as a trio of teams joined up to make OIF/Volchinga/B68 in the same league. Back in the Klagsvik video, I talked about how their women's team won 17 league titles in a row. Well, it was EBS that put a stop to that, winning the league in 2017 and 2018. Heidi Sevdal scored 33 goals in one of those seasons and also has 21 goals for the national team, over double as many as the highest scorer on the men's team. Actually, her 21 goals and Klagsvik's Andreasen's 27 goals account for more goals than all other women Faroese international players combined. EBS did well to finish 7th last year, as scoring goals and keeping them out wasn't their forte. Their top scorer last season, Krux, only had 5 goals to his name, but as long as they can beat the teams around them, I can see them doing the same again. But for me, they haven't strengthened enough to push them up the league. 7th place again for EB Streymur in 2021, I reckon. And that's your lot. Tack for watching, like and subscribe, but you don't have to, and I'll see you next time for TB and Roin and FC Suroy. Don't worry, it'll all make sense.